People never understand that until you come to one of my courses and see me do some live tissue stuff where I cut open something that bleeds, and you see the comparison between a bullet wound compared to a knife wound, and you say, holy shit, I never want to get cut by anything ever because it scares the living Jesus out of you. You know, a 9mm, you're going to have that nice bullet cavity, and you're going to have this hole, a 45, same thing. But when you take a knife and you do a snap cut, and you see the entire guts of a pig fall out with one cut, it scares you. When you take a knife and you can stab it through soft body armor that cops wear, it scares you. And when you're sitting there, you gotta open your beer or cut your brisket, and you got a knife, you're a pretty happy camper. So, you know, like, you're always gonna find me with multiple knives. This is my favorite, the strong arm, when I'm in kit. It's, you know, again, American made. What haven't I cut with this knife? The M118LR 7.62 by 5.1 sniper rounds. The cases that they come in are these big wood boxes. I've cut through the wood to get into it one time using this knife. I've also cut the metal on the outside to get into the box of ammo. I think I was supposed to do that. That's what I do. So I'm an 18 Bravo, which means I'm usually pretty stupid, and a Special Forces weapons sergeant. And when I'm not in kit, I love the Ghost Strike. This is with me all the time. You know, here at SHOT Show, how many people are carrying concealed right now? No, nobody? It's kind of awkward. Yeah, who here carries concealed? Yeah, almost everybody, right? But you don't have your gun with you right now. Do you have a knife? Yeah, as you should, right? You're gonna have one or the other. That's not how it should work either. You should always have both. So, you know, there's times where you gotta check your gun at the door, or you can't even bring it and you leave it in the car. That's not the case with the knife. So, you guys have any questions about knives that we're gonna go over? So my response to some lethality stuff, you know, they're dangerous, and I think I'm one of the baddest dudes on the planet. I'm ranked number 5 in the world right now in the UFC. I haven't lost a legitimate fight in like 6 years. I thought I was gonna be fighting Vitor Belfort in May for the #1 contendership to fight Luke Rockhold for the title, and I found out that he's a pussy and he's not gonna fight me. So I gotta get a different fight. So if anybody knows a middleweight in the top 5 that wants to fight me, just call Dana White and let him know. Yoel Romero, oh, that guy. He just tested positive for steroids. He's suspended for a year. Fun talk. Where's Blake at? Oh, that guy. You got a knife on me? All right, so knives are scary. Like I was saying, I think I'm kind of a tough dude, but you know, if I'm in a place that I don't have a knife, which you're not gonna find, when a guy introduces something, you know, I'm fucking out of here. You know, like, that's me. You know, I've killed people my entire adult life, and you're gonna introduce something that I know how dangerous it is. You have to understand the respect of these tools. These are amazing, brilliantly made, fantastic American-made products. I believe in them. I carry them everywhere I go, and I think they're freaking vicious. Any questions? All right, so you're gonna have to get it really close because Blake's gonna try to kill me, and I'm gonna talk about one of the things that I teach in one of my courses about how not to die. So I'm not gonna have this microphone. So I'm gonna hand it to Andrew.
All right, can you guys all hear me? Yep, don't take us off. So. One of the things about knives is how fast, just like a gun, you can switch from strong hand to weak hand, right? So yeah, I can stab somebody here, easy, but if he catches this arm, you know, like he can grab it and stab me here. So you have to understand that when this open space creates something that we can't control, and that lack of control is what's gonna get you killed and gonna get you cut. If you've ever seen a knife fight, like all these cuts, that's from me trying to put cuffs on something. It gets it, right? If you're gonna be in a knife fight, you're gonna get cut. So you have to take it from the uncontrollable aspect of this and get control. So one of the first things, a very super easy technique that I do, if you can't run, which is what you should do, if you can't shoot them, that's the first. Shoot them first, run second, is get into a place that you can control. That's a wall or the ground. So when somebody comes at me, I'm not gonna wait for him to make the first movement. As soon as I identify a threat, I'm going straight to it, and I'm going to the ground with it. I get these to the ground. Now I can start getting work. I can start knees, or I can push and run. Okay? We get it to a controlled surface, and off we go. Off we go to violence. Off we go to stabbing. Off we go to control, or off we go to run. So that's kind of like one of the basic techniques that I teach. Self-defense with knife stuff. Don't get cut. Introduce something they can control, and figure out a way to kill them or get out. Super easy, right? Yeah. So Blake's a black belt in jiu-jitsu, and the first time that we tried to do this, we probably tussled for like 3 or 4 minutes before I was able to get away, or I was able to get control of the knife. It's not easy. Then we try to do it with shock knives. That scares the piss out of you, where you like get stunned. We also put some lipstick on blades. It's super dangerous. And I'm not talking about you should be scared of knives. These are amazing tools. Amazing. They're the best made in the world. And if you don't carry it, you're dumb. You got to figure out a way how to put it on your kit and start using it. Any questions about any of that? So, I've been with Gerber for like 6 or 7 years. Not that I'm like a slut for product, but this poor guy gets an email from me like, hey, I'm going to Africa. We sent these 47 knives. And he's like, are you serious? I'm not joking. I'm probably bringing it. I really love the best of any given product in every single category, and I